All right. So we are back. Let me fix some stuff here. I think that's decent. That's good enough, probably. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's good. All right. So today we are going to be running Symboli Rudolph. I was able to run a couple farms on Majuro McQueen today. Nothing really interesting to report. You could just take a look real quick. Hello? There we go. And we got a C plus and a B, and they're carroted because they did get 2-star wit, and it looks like 2-star speed. So not the best, not the worst. Kind of missed the mark on a couple of the stats here. As you can see, this one, it just crashed out. For some reason, maybe, yeah, I don't know why. The stats were good enough, I think, for this part of her career. This was Tenno Show is where she failed. And I think this was like the third to last race in her career. So it wasn't even the end of her career. It was like sort of in the back half of the middle. So you can see here she was just kind of struggling for whatever reason. And yeah, I don't know what happened. These stats should have been strong enough to come in the first, but it just didn't, and so it crashed out. So that was kind of a waste of a run. And then this one, we missed it because there's a bunch of bad luck. I think both those runs were kind of bad luck. I don't remember exactly what happened here. Oh, you know what? It's because in the very beginning of the career we passed her debut race, but then the fan race where you have to get 3,000 fans, for whatever reason it just wasn't happening. So I had to run actually 2 races here. Good thing I kind of excuse me. Good thing I actually ran an earlier race so that I still had this race to run. Why I did that? I don't know. I just had a feeling that it just wouldn't work out well. I think it's because in the very beginning of her career, I wasn't getting a lot of speed trainings at all. So her speed was still around like 100, like 140 or something like that. It was really low. So I was like, we might not win this because she's not fast enough. So I ran an earlier race, and then ran this G1 when she came in third, and we just barely made the 3,000 fan cutoff. And then the rest of her career was, pretty decent. Looks like we were not able to finish the finale. So, oops, that's not the right horse. So had we won the finale, Guts possibly would have gone to 600. Because I didn't get a lot of like end of career bonuses. So it's possible, but I still think we would have come up short. It didn't matter much anyway because we got a 2-star speed, and our speed stat was in the 600. So not much lost here. But the farming is not going well. Looks like I've run, I don't know, at least 20 Majuro McQueens here. It looks like, because each row is 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 8, like 8. So it's actually more like 40 careers that I've run on Majuro McQueen. So out of every 100, you're supposed to get like 1-ish. So I guess I got 50 more to go. 50 or 60 more to go. Anyway, that's that. I think I've done everything I need to do here, so we can go straight into Symboli Rudolph's career. And I don't know, let's check maybe affinity here, just for fun. Symboli Rudolph. So it looks like the best is going to be Rice Shower here. We do have a Rice Shower in our support list. So she is a long. Maybe we should run with Special Week. Rice Shower is 10 more points though. So I think I guess running Rice Shower is probably going to be the way to go. So there's a Rice Shower. And then of course we're stuck with using our vodka. That is a lot of speed. Our power might be a little lacking here. Maybe we can address that with our support cards. We will be running the Super Creek support card deck because Symboli Rudolph is a long distance runner. I'm gonna delete this because I didn't like this, so I'm just gonna delete this. Oops. Okay. I believe this is a Super Creek deck. It is. We deleted the other one, so this one's Kitas in black. Makes sense. Okay. So we could go with the Kitas in black deck and run Super Creek instead, because we do have 2 power cards in this one and not as much speed, but I think we'll just go with what we know, right? We know that this deck works. It produces decent horses, so you know, maybe it's a little lacking on power. Oh well, whatever. We'll see how this goes and then we can adjust it if we ever run her again. So we're gonna go ahead and start the career. I've never run Symboli Rudolph before, so we'll try to guess what her events are to the best of our ability here. Alright, so same thing that we've... Ooh, that's nice. Same thing we've always been doing, is just fishing for the friendship mostly in the beginning. But yeah, also, you know, trying to get stats as well. Okay. I don't know. Okay. This looks like, oh, this training's not bad. I wonder if it's worth taking though. Failing would be pretty bad. I always like question whether or not I should take a training, and I just end up taking it anyway. So I don't know why I even bother questioning it. I should just do it. So we'll go ahead and rest here. I believe Symboli Rudolph is like the vice president or something of the school. I might hold out here for a better training and do recreation instead. Nice. This one? Okay. Getting a lot of stamina training in the beginning, that's good. Stamina is important on her. since she's a long distance runner. I don't know how she's gonna fit into our team, honestly. We're kind of full of long distance runners. So hopefully she'll slot in somewhere and make our team a little bit better. I don't mind training Guts so much. This one? Uh-oh. She's got that slow metabolism. What does that do again? Cannot gain speed. Oh, that's probably not good. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Well, I think this turn is bad enough that we can maybe go to try to get that offer. Didn't waste too much energy either, so that's good. Alright, we're at our main race, so this will be kind of interesting to see how she does. I've never seen Symboli Rudolph race. I mean, she shouldn't have an issue. Her stats are way beyond anything in the competition, probably. There's no one really close to what she's got, but you never know. Sometimes, I don't know, this game, sometimes it's just the RNG just kind of is like on a mission to screw you, you know? It doesn't look like she's having any trouble. Her ult's something stupid, right? It's like passing somebody like 3 times or something. So I would be surprised to even see her ult go off this career. I like that. I like that celebration. Just pointing. It's almost like a celebration like they would do in the end zone in the NFL after a touchdown. You know what I mean? It'd be funny to start seeing Musume celebrations in the end zone. On national TV. No one would know what's happening other than people who play this game. They'd be like, oh, it's like that meme, the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, where he's like, oh, and it's you're like, oh, that's Symboli Rudolph's victory pose or whatever. That'd be kind of funny. Highly unlikely. I don't think that would ever happen, but I don't know that this game is really catching on all that much here. It is pretty new. I haven't seen a lot of marketing for it, so that's possible. I started playing because I saw it on some it was some videos on YouTube. Someone was playing it and I was like, what's this, you know? It kind of looked kind of interesting. Can you just pick whatever you want? We'll take power. Not a big fan of these. I'm gonna rest. I guess we could take Lit. I don't mind taking Lit. Alright, we'll see how she does in the next race. This is a mile race? What is she? Is she a miler? She's not even a miler. Interesting, okay. I guess she could go on the mile team. She's a B in it, but maybe someone on the mile team can bump off to something else. Or she bumps someone on the long team down to mile or medium or whatever. Alright, we'll see how she does. Shouldn't be an issue. We went with the speed apparent. So when you have speed sparks, usually you don't really lose the beginner races in the early career. It's only when you don't go speed sparks and your speed is kind of low is when you have a possibility of losing early in the career. So I'm not that worried. Maybe towards the middle I'd be a little bit more worried. Uh-oh. It looks like she's kind of boxed in. Unless you could squeeze through the middle there. Squeeze? No? Squeeze? There we go. Oh, she might come in second here. I think she got boxed in a little bit too much there. I think that's okay. What was it? Looks like it's okay. It's letting us continue. It was top 5? Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I should have front runner. Front running does make a lot of sense in the early career. Even if they're bad at it, so. I feel like I'm training Guts a little too much now. She does have, what do you call it? Like expansion or whatever? What do you call that? Oh, we need more fans too. Oh, crap. Yeah, if we came in first, that wouldn't be an issue. But that's good to know, I guess. We could take that one. 9 turns left. This is a G1, 6,500. I think Majora McQueen runs this one as well. This is one of the races you can run for her fan count requirement. So that would give them, if I were to use you know, one of these as the parent. That would give them higher affinity with each other since they ran the same race. This is way beyond. So it looks like maybe taking that one makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I've never run this career before, so I guess we'll just try it and see what happens. She only needs 700 fans, so even if she doesn't win and she kind of doesn't do so hot, I'm not that worried because she's probably gonna be able to get 700 fans from, you know, even up to 5th place. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Alright, it looks like this is a resting turn. Our speed is really high for this point in the career. Okay, we got our race here. Hopefully she's like favored. Hopefully she doesn't get stuck behind anybody. I mean, there's not that many runners here. Is she good at front running? Oh, she is. She's an A. Okay, so why didn't I just front run her then? I guess we'll just leave her alone for now because there's not that many front runners or pace setters. I think in the last race there was a ton of pace setters. There's like, I don't know, 5 of them or something. So that can get kind of crowded. Right. So then it would make sense to front run when there's a lot of other runners in the same strategy. Especially early on in the career when their stats aren't that great, especially if power is lagging behind a little bit. It's hard for them to push through the crowd, you know what I mean? So it would make sense to just front run them in that case. Especially if they're still an A, it doesn't change anything. So, you know, if you notice your horse failing a lot in towards the beginning of the career, then just try front running it. So it doesn't get caught up in the difference. Usually your stats on your horse, you know, are gonna be better than the stats on all the other horses early in the career, just because you have legacy Umas, whereas these other horses, these NPCs, they don't. So they have their base stats, whatever they are, like 80, you know, 89 or whatever, 80. They're in the 80s, right, under 100. And so just having parents like these, you know, not even good ones, even if you had 2-star parents or whatever, your stats are going to be higher automatically than these other NPCs' stats are going to be. So taking a penalty, that's why Haru Urara does so well, right? Front running, because she's a G, right? So that's negative 90%. In I think she takes like a 90% hit, maybe in just wit. I think the strategy only affects wit, I believe. But if you're front running, you don't need wit, you know, so it doesn't matter. So see here, you can see she's getting stuck behind the crowd here. There's only 2 runners in front of her, but maybe front running her would have been better because she's sort of on the inside, and she just fell behind. Okay, I think she found a seam here on the inside to run through. Oh, her ult went off. Okay, so, but I think if we front ran her, she wouldn't even have an issue. She would just be, you know, winning no problem. I mean, you could change them back to their normal running style once you've got your stats, like, you know, up a good amount. What is this? This is New Year? Wisdom, health. She looks like energy, probably. Yep. Okay. We're getting speed rainbows already. I think we might max out on speed here, which might not be the best thing for a long distance runner. We need a lot of stamina. So hopefully, what's her face? Super Creek starts, you know, spamming rainbows and stamina pretty soon. I mean, she's full up. I don't know. Yeah, none of these trainings are any good at all. These are really bad. I don't know what to do here. Should we take a race? Is there anything worth racing? 2,000 fans? Not really. So I guess we could just take the wit training. You know, because you're not wasting any energy then on like a crappy training, right? It's just kind of, you're getting some stats. It's kind of a waste of a turn, but at least you're not losing any energy, right? You're just wasting the turn and getting a little bit of stats. Okay, here's a stamina rainbow. Only one Uma. That is unfortunate. Okay, I guess we could take that. We need to level up Mayano Top Gun's friendship then, so we can get some double rainbows. They're not really clumping up. Here's Mayano Top Gun. I think we should make this a priority, right? To level her friendship level up. This is probably the best training available anyway. But just so we can start getting some multiple rainbows on stuff. I'm not really worried about speed rainbowing all that much, because we're pretty good on speed. I don't know. Garbage cleanup? No garbage. Oh, that wasn't very good. 5 wit. Okay. Mayano Top Gun's there. She's here. They're not really clumping up, are they, huh? Well, none of these trainings are very good. These are, to me, these are all kind of wasted trainings, honestly. Could have gotten a lot more stats, but they're just not clumping up. Our speed went up by 80 on that one, so yeah, we're already almost at 600. I mean, we want to like get to at least 1,000 is what we're shooting for, so it's not a bad thing. I like speed. Speed is good, but our power is lagging behind, way behind. So that's not necessarily a good thing. Oh wow, this might be a huge traffic jam here. We've got oops. It looks like 5 front runners and 4 pace setters. So this might be, like I was talking about earlier, this might be a good opportunity to front run, just so you kind of avoid a lot of that traffic jam. You know what I mean? That because there's 9 runners, you know. Technically, it wouldn't be exactly 9 because she probably wouldn't be at the end of the pack of the pace setters. She'd be somewhere probably in the middle or towards the front at least, right? But that's 5 more people she has to fight through. And with her, you know, stats being so low in these others, they're probably pretty similar. At least in these 3 categories, power, guts, and wit. We can even just look. Yeah, they're all kind of in the 200 range, right? And so she's not really overpowering anyone in those 3 stats. She's just overpowering them in speed and stamina, right? But when you have to fight through a crowd, you need power, right, to fight through the crowd. So that's why it makes sense to front runner here, because she's not like super like overpowered in, you know, the stats that she needs to overtake the other runners. You know what I mean? So she's still favored, but she's starting to lose her edge here. We need to start boosting the power stat up a little bit. Wit and guts, you know, doesn't really matter all that much. As long as you're kind of like comparable to the other runners, I think it's fine. But power, you definitely need to, you know, be a little bit ahead of everybody else, so that you can you know, cut through everyone. If you're at the same level, then she's not going to have the ability to cut through, right? Because they're, you know, they're equal. so she's not gonna have an advantage. You know what I mean? So we're really exploiting the advantage we've created in her stats of speed and stamina. She has more than everybody else. By front running her, right? She can get to her top speed. And then pretty much just outlast everybody once she's up there. It looks like, is that Agnes Tachyon? Looks like she's sort of catching up, maybe. Not really though. Saiyan Sky, is that Saiyan Sky? The white one? So yeah, like they don't even have a chance because her stamina and speed are superior, right? I think if we had run her as a pace setter, she might, you know, have had a lot more trouble winning. It must be really uncomfortable running in like a military uniform. I would know because I was in the military and the uniforms are not like super comfortable unless you're wearing the BDUs or whatever, like the camis. Then they're kind of, you know, those are pretty comfortable. And then we had coveralls. Those are really comfortable. But this whole, you know, decked out, you know, gear that she's got on, this is probably not very comfortable here. Running in that, it's shouldn't they be wearing like bodysuits or something? Leotards, is that what they're called? I guess leotards are not as pretty. Even like a tracksuit like this makes more sense. I guess I could take guts here. These are already maxed out though. At least my Top Gun's friendship level is filled up. It would complete her friendship. I mean, we are a little low, I guess, whatever. Hopefully, okay, it's just another race. So yeah, we're probably, power's a little bit better now, 260. I think these stats right here are going to be kind of what the other horses have. So I think we're going to leave her as a front runner here. Just going to leave it alone. I should have labeled or titled the video, the stream, front running Symboli Rudolph. Is she? I don't think she's normally an A in front running. I think we might have inherited that from her parents. Because I think Vodka might be, she might have a star in front running or something, maybe. Because we pretty much front ran her entire career. Possibly? I don't know. I don't remember actually. All right. Oh, Stomp Stomp Arm Cross. I like that one too. I like her celebrations. It's either the pointing, right? Or it's a Stomp Stomp Arm Cross. I like that. It's very 90s. Like, it's something like Cholos would do, right? Back in the 90s when they would wear like jean shorts. Like the really long ones that were basically like pants, but they were shorts. Because they came all the way down to their ankles. But they would wear ankle socks though, right? With the like the Chuck Taylors or the scallop Adidas scallops, and then like a wife beater and a belt, and then the belt had to be like the canvas belt, you know, with the sliding buckle. I think you know if you don't know what I'm talking about. You might be too young to know. I don't know. Maybe you're old enough to know what I'm talking about. But back in the day, there used to be these sliding belts, and you get them at the swap meet. And then you would 30 and 11. 30 and 11 is kind of a lot. Should we finish off the friendship levels though? 30 and 11 is kind of a lot. I think we get just as many power points as we would just training power, right? So it makes sense to do this. Yeah. Oh, it's right before summer. That's 47 points. Where's everybody? Why is nobody here? I guess we'll take 47. Hopefully we don't fail. Yes. Do we need to take a rest now? Guess we could just try taking wit. It is a huge failure percentage though, so yeah. I don't like resting during summer, but we don't really have a choice there, seems like. We need to get that Hishi Amazon friendship finished. Oh, we're out of energy again. Bulking? I like bulking. Okay, yeah, that's good. Oh man, that's a huge, such a big failure. Oh wow, that's a good one. 44 and 19, that's like 63 points. How many? 59% failure rate. The stamina would be nice too, to finish off her friendship level as well, but 63, I don't know. I think I gotta risk it. Dang, dang it, dang it. It's alright, at least the penalty wasn't that bad. We didn't get like practice poor and bad moods and all that. Ooh, this one would be good too. It's only 26 though. I don't think we should push our luck. Anyway, back to my belt story. You used to be able to buy these canvas, I think they were canvas. You would buy these belts at the swap meet for like $5. And then they would come like in these, it would be really long, right? They would be like 6 feet long or something. Maybe not 6 feet, but they were really long. And what you were supposed to do is cut them to the right length. It was for like, I guess it was to accommodate for like fat people too. Because these belts were like all the rage back then. And so you're supposed to cut them to length, but nobody cut them. Like I had a couple of these belts as well, and I didn't cut them. So you would wrap the whole belt, like you would you buckle it or whatever, and then you would wrap it around your body, and then like it would wrap, for me it would wrap all the way around, right? And then I guess I could wrap it again, but then you would let it hang, basically. So you had this long ass belt, like hang like a tail hanging off your pants, right? I wasn't a cholo, but I kind of dressed like one, I guess. They had these things called jinkos back in the day too. Jinkos were pants, were jeans. Jinko was a company, and they made these pants that were ridiculous. Like the legs, you could fit like your entire body, like your torso, into one leg, right? And so the pants, the cool look back then was if you couldn't see your shoes or just like the tip of your shoes, like the very tippy tip of your shoes, you could see those, but the rest of your shoe should be, you know, hidden like a curtain, you know, by your pants. It was called the wide leg. I think that was pretty much in fashion until maybe the early 2000s is kind of when it went out of fashion, and then you started getting like skinny jeans and stuff, and then I think that's kind of stuck around for the last like 15 to 20 years at least. You have the classic look too. The classic jeans are always, you know, been popular. We had boot cut come and go also. That was after Jinkos, I think. That was a wild time, man, in the 90s. That's when, and then Jinkos got really popular when raving became a thing. When raves first started happening, because it didn't exist before. I think the first rave song ever made was like, I'm probably wrong about that. I'm probably not accurate about this, but I think Alice DJ, Better Off Alone or something. And then there was that Miles guy, the children, something of the children, Dream of the Children. Children, whatever, the piano one, right? And so that wasn't really like rave music. It was more of just like trance or something. I don't know what they called it back then. But then raving came around, and then, you know, the Jinkos were really popular because they looked cool when they were like flopping around when you were like doing the candy walks and whatever they were doing back then. I don't even know all the dances. I think most people just candy walked for the most part, and then nothing else. And candy walking is just like high stepping in place, basically. You would just like high step in place, like a gym workout, basically, like high knees, right? You would just do high knees, basically, but not that fast. You would do like to the beat, the rhythm, and then your pants would like, you know, flop around because they're so big. And then you had your belt, you know, flopping around. It was all about flopping around. Yeah, because your hair was like that too. We had what was called bangs. I don't remember what it was for girls. They dyed their hair a lot, like just like the front or something. But guys, we would, especially like Asian guys, we would grow out our bangs. So just the front would be really long, and then like the back would be really short, like a reverse mullet almost, right? It's like a mullet but in reverse. So the front is long and the back is short, right? Usually a mullet, the front is short and the back is long, right? I mean, I think both are pretty tough, right? You don't see that anymore, the bangs. No, I don't see a lot of people. Maybe there's a couple like hardcore stragglers still that, you know, still keep that alive. I'm sure they do. But, you know, they don't, at least they don't dye them anymore. So you used to grow bangs out, right? So your front hair is really long, and you would slick it back on top of the back hair, right? So it's basically like the haircut I have now. But then the front hair would be super long, and then you would like stick it, you know, over the back hair, and then you would dye the long hairs like yellow or whatever, blonde, you know, bleach it. We didn't do crazy colors back then. The like getting pink hair and blue hair and stuff wasn't a thing back then, even on girls. I guess girls did like I guess they kind of did like a pink kind of, but it wasn't like it looked more natural, like more like red hair or like shades of red hair, right? I mean, it might not be like super natural, but it was like a shade that you could kind of be like, okay, you know, I can buy that. That's, you know, naturally colored kind of thing. It was more they were just like fucking up their hair with all the whatever they're putting in it. This is a really good training, but only 27 points. It's probably because our mood's just look normal, huh? If it was a great mood, we'd get a lot more stats here, but oh well. Anyway, that's a blast from the past. I haven't thought about those belts in a long time. Why was I talking about those belts anyway? I don't remember why I started talking about those belts. And Jinkos and stuff. I know the Jinkos and stuff probably came from talking about the belts? Or did the belts come from the Jinkos? I don't remember. Was I talking about like her uniform or something? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna raise her mood here. Oh, that's good. It went straight to great. I don't know. Grain check? No. Oh, nice. 54. Did she fail? Oh my god, come on, man. Why? Oh no, not this again. This might not be a good run here. I guess we'll just leave her as a front runner. I don't know. This is not looking good. Not looking great. Yeah, I don't remember why I was started talking about the belts. She got the tassels and everything on her uniform. One of my friend's sister is actually married to the guy who I guess raving changed over the years. When it first started, we just go there to dance basically, right? And people were like dropping E or whatever, ecstasy. They were doing ecstasy. I guess it's called Molly now or something. But that was some of it, but most of it was just dancing for the most part, because that wasn't like they didn't really have like 18 and under clubs too much. I know they had one in LA. It was called the Kiss Club. Went there a couple times, but then generally for young people, right, there wasn't like a place to go to, like, you know, get the clubbing experience because we're underage. So then raving was kind of the way to do that. Because generally, you know, I think in the very beginning they didn't really have alcohol there. They started, you know, adding that eventually as time went on. But in general, it was mostly just to like meet other people that liked that kind of music, because that music was kind of new, I guess. I guess you'd call it newish at the time. Anyway, raving changed a lot, and then people started doing like these light shows and stuff, right? Like they would do like these weird, you know, whatever. Like, so this guy that my friend's sister married invented the light gloves. Like, I guess I'd never even seen these. I was like, it was before, you know, after my time, I guess. But I guess kids started doing these light shows with like lights inside of gloves, and they would do, you know, because you're all fucked up on ecstasy or whatever. So I guess, you know, looking at these lights would like make you like trip harder or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, he invented those, and he even went on Shark Tank. His name is Brian something. Brian, I don't remember his last name, but he went on Shark Tank, and I think Mark Cuban gave him a bunch of money. Amazing Lights, that's what it's called. Am I doxing stuff too much? I think that's pretty like general public information. I'm not trying to like name drop or anything either. So this is, you know, just an interesting tidbit since I was talking about raving. I don't even know what they do now. I haven't been to a rave in, I don't know, probably like over 10 years, probably 15 years, something like that. Can't really remember the last time I went to a rave, actually. I did like that Deadmau 5, or is he just called Deadmau5? I did like him when he came out. What is that shit called again? It's called I don't remember what that shit's called. The music type. This looks like a really crappy run here. How many? We have 3 races left? Okay, we got some time to redeem ourselves here. But this doesn't... It's not looking good at all. Like, what is this? It's all spread out all over the place. I guess we'll take the rainbow. I don't know. This is not a very good run. I should probably pay attention more. I've been thinking about raving too much. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need to raise the mood, maybe. That should help us a little bit. Not really clumping the way I want, but... $29.32. Yeah, I mean, we need stamina. All right. Don't seem like we're getting very many rainbows this run either. I think generally we've kind of fixed all the bad things that have been happening to her. I think we have to stick with front running here, just because our stats are just not that very high right now. Where did we go wrong? It could have been the parents. I mean, we haven't been getting very good trainings either. So... I mean, we didn't really fail that much, and then we didn't really get that many negative effects. I mean, like a couple, right? Like we got migraine once, and then we got whatever we just had just now. But I didn't really think that it affected us that much. I think the lack of mood, her mood just being normal all the time, is what's really killing us more than anything. Because we're not really getting those multipliers of the mood effect bonuses and stuff. Because when it's a normal, it's just 0%. So the on the support cards, it'll say like mood effect, you know, 25% or whatever. So 25% of 0 is 0. You know what I mean? So you're not getting any kind of bonuses. That's why keeping them at least in a good mood is a good idea. And great is double that, basically double of good. So keeping them in a great mood is, you know, what you should be doing. Have like the most optimized runs, but you know, are you gonna sacrifice a double rainbow training to up your mood? You know, probably not. And you know, stuff happens and this and that. You know what I mean? So it's not always, you're not always going to be able to keep them in a great mood. But that's, you know, on a very, very good run, that's what would happen, is just you're just in a great mood the whole time. Oh, now I remember. Stomp Stomp Arm Cross was like a Cholo thing. Cholo led to Belt. Belt led to Jinko. Jinko's led to Raves. Now I get it. That's kind of a random random path, meandering path to where we got to eventually. Interesting. Okay. Alright, we're in a great mood. That's good. Hopefully now we can maybe make up for some of the crap trainings that we've been getting. Looks like we're getting some rainbows here. Only a single rainbow. I think eating soba gives you energy back, doesn't it? Yeah, kinda. Alright, single rainbow. I think it's time to rest because we're going into summer. Hopefully we'll get some double, no, single rainbow. That is 50 points of stats though. So I guess we'll take that. Ideally, I want to get to around 800 on stamina. I don't know that that's possible this run. We're just not getting the rainbows, are we? Yeah, it's not happening. Here's a double rainbow. Single rainbow. This is 51. 51. So I guess I'll take the hint as well. Hopefully we don't fail. No, no failure. Good, good. I guess I could try to take wit here. I don't know that failing is gonna be worth it. It's gonna ruin the mood. So we'll just play it safe from here on out. Not take unnecessary risks. Smarter, not harder sounds like energy, possibly. Yep. Double rainbow and speed. So I guess we'll take that. I don't know. I believe you. What is that? Oh, that's the friendship thing, right? What's Fast Learner again? Gains all kinds of hints. And then this is the friendship with the director and the reporter. Okay. Really, I'm hoping for double rainbows here, but we're not getting them. Only single rainbows. Even though the correct people, Umas, are in the correct spots. We're only getting single rainbows. Well, gotta take the stats, right? We might get to 800 on stamina, actually. We're almost there. Huh. This is really kind of frustrating that we're not getting more rainbows. $39 and 12, that's quite a bit. That's 50 points on a single rainbow. So yeah, that gets us to 800. Alright, I mean our power is not that great. But I think we'll be fine. We're still favored. I think I'm just gonna leave her as a front runner. I don't see why we need to change her. She's been doing well. Don't fix something that's not broken, right? Unless she picked up like an aptitude rating, or she became an S or something in pace setting, then maybe I would switch her back. But at this point, it really makes no difference. And front running is just easier in general. As long as your speed statistic is really high, which ours really isn't. It's only maybe close to 900 right now. The power is really lagging though, huh? The Hishi Amazon is giving us a run for our money. Oh, not anymore. She really fell off. Is that Oguri Cap? I don't think she's gonna catch us. Oguri Cap is kind of scary. Alright, I think this is the last race now. Only one turn till the last race, huh? And then I think it's only like one turn till the URAs. Because the Arima Keenan comes pretty late on. It's like one of the last races before the URA starts. So this might be kind of what we're looking at, pretty much. These stats right here. Yeah, we'll get some bonuses and stuff, but I don't know that we're gonna be able to improve them all that much here. Because we only get, what, 2 trainings? 3 trainings maybe after this? From what I remember, after Arima Keenan, any horse that runs Arima Keenan, they get 1 turn till the URA qualifier, 1 before the semifinal, and 1 before the finale. So we might be stuck at around 3 trainings, possibly. Hopefully we get more, but yeah, it might just be 3. Easy win. She gets a lot of fans, huh? Alright, well, we completed her career. Yeah, only 1 turn here. Double rainbow. Well, you give it to me now. And then roll right into the qualifier. I mean, we're looking, you know, kind of solid. I wish her power was a little higher. But you know, whatever. What can you do? I think maybe if we had a better RNG run. This run wasn't that great. I would say it's very mediocre. Kind of a so-so run. But had we a better run, then, you know, maybe the support cards, we need another power card in there to dial up the power a little bit more. So maybe running the 2 speed, 2 power, and 2 stamina. Possibly. Although, if we only ran 2 speed, our speed probably wouldn't be as high, too. It's the same deck we were using on Gold Chip. But I think Gold Chip's like stat growth thingies were in stamina and power, I believe. Like 20% stamina, 10% power. I think for Symboli Rudolph, her growth stats are in it was 20% stamina and I think 10% guts, I believe. I mean, I think we can get over 1,000 speed for sure. if we just keep training speed here at the end. I think I'd be happy with like 600 power. 600 power seems okay. I mean, ideally I want like 800 or something. But maybe that's not really all that possible on Symboli Rudolph. Maybe if we had better support cards. We do have a power training. I guess we should take this, huh? Our wit is also kind of low. I do want to take one more wit training if we can, but we probably can't. Probably don't have the... Because it's better to take stats, right? So wit is never going to be the highest training. It's going to be one of the lower ones. So if we get a rainbow in speed or whatever, anything else, it's going to be worth it to take that one. So I probably won't be able to take a wit training. I think maybe that one summer, the first summer I think in the career, I only trained like once or twice I think, because we didn't have any energy going into it. So I ended up resting and failing the training. So that's, you know, 2 out of the 4 turns of that summer just wasted basically. I should have kept better track of that. I don't think it would have mattered all that much though, because this just wasn't very good RNG in this run. I'll be right back. I had some chili paste with my dinner. Ooh, that stuff is spicy, so I gotta I gotta calm it down with this peanut, sweet and salty nuts, because I like nuts in my mouth. That's cooling it down a little bit. Uh-oh. Is she stuck? She got stuck behind some people there. I think she came in like 4th or something. 6th? I think we're just gonna rerun it. Maybe we could fast forward, since we've seen her lose already. I guess we could try her as a pace setter or her natural running style after this if she fails again. Because the speed, how it works is in the first quarter of the race she's running at 100% of her speed, and then every section of the race that they go to she slows down as a front runner. As a pace setter, I think it's the opposite. Oh well, she won, so I guess that was just a bad RNG race. Alright, this is the last training of her career. It looks like they're trying to give us power here, so yeah, I mean, I'll take it. And that's it. That's it, boys. I mean, if we win this race, at least we'll get to 600 in power to possibly get a 3-star spark. But I don't know. Who knows? I have a feeling she's not going to win. I think with this, like with a good RNG career, you could definitely get like over 1,000 speed, probably close to 900 stamina, and maybe around 700-ish power. You know, you could kind of fudge those numbers around a little bit if you want to get 400 guts and 400 weight. But I think generally that's what a good run would net us. Which is a strong horse, you know what I mean? Not as good as Gold Ship, I would say. So maybe there's a better way to build her. Maybe she would benefit from like a farming build. The guts cards that we were using, which is like 600 or 700 and everything. Possibly? I don't know. Usually, you know, there's like a specific way you should probably build all your horses to have the best results. But didn't do well there. Well, we have 2 alarm clocks left. I think I'm gonna try changing her style here. See how she does in her normal style. I do want her to win if we can, so we can collect the extra stat points that she'll get. We'll see how she does here, because she does, as a pace setter, you do conserve a little bit more stamina than you would as a front runner. You kind of burn through your stamina as a front runner, and then you don't really have any left at the end. Because the idea is you want to like get so far ahead of everybody, and then basically just stay as far ahead as you can, and hope that nobody catches up, right? As a pace setter, you're kind of conserving your stamina a little bit more. You're not burning it all. And then at the end is when you take off, like she's doing now. Oh yeah. Oh, she's so much better as a pace setter. So she's back to her natural position. So we'll leave her like that now. She's a legend. I don't know that I've ever seen a horse get to legend status just from their career. Maybe Gold Chip gets to legend as just naturally, but she did it like really easily. I didn't watch her story, so I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. I know she's the vice president of the academy, and I only know that because she appeared as her, you know, the vice president in like the other Uma stories that I did watch. Alright, so Blue Rose Closer. I like Rice Shower's ult. We'll pick up Swinging Maestro because that's always good. I like Corner Adept. Iron Will is not the greatest thing. Ramp Up could be good. It's pretty cheap. Navigation's good. This is a pace, so we like pace. We're gonna run her as a pace setter. Okay, we got 600 points left. Wow, we got a lot of points left. I guess why not? We'll get Iron Will then. We've got the points for it, right? I guess we could get non-standard distance and rainy days and stuff. Is there anything else that I want though? I guess we could get focus. I don't normally pick that up. These are all end closer strategies, huh? So yeah, I guess we'll get these green skills then. This is really just guts and stamina though. I think we can take both of these. I think that's good. We pretty much bought everything. Pretty much, almost. Whoa, 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 whoa. Confirm. Cool. We'll complete her. What did we end up with? 988, 909, 615, 399 guts, and 360 wit. I mean, that's not terrible, but I mean, I don't think this might be like a B plus, honestly. I'm not sure that this is gonna be an A. Well, it's an A. Well, barely an A. Okay, I'll take it. We got a 2-star stamina out of that. That's actually not that bad. We got a ton of skills. So maybe, oh, okay. So that's interesting, right? Because since Symboli, Rudolph, you know how I said she gets her fans really easily? And she becomes a legend, like, just off of her career. You don't have to do any, like, fan farming, really, and run extra races. We had to in the beginning because we didn't get first in, like, her second race or something. So her fan count wasn't high enough, so we had to run an extra race there. But if you don't lose that race, if you get first in that whatever race that was that we lost in, then you wouldn't need to do the fan thing. So just her natural career gets her to legendary status, right? So what that means is that she's gonna get a lot of white skills here, right? For her, if you were to use her as a parent. So when I run, like for example, when I run Majuro McQueen's career, she doesn't become a legend. She becomes like top star or something. So she might get like 3 white skills. I've seen about like 3 on her. Never this many. This is 6, right? And she got URA finale as well. So maybe it does make sense actually to farm Symboli Rudolph as a parent because of all the white skills that you would get from her. right? Just naturally, without having to do any extra work. Just from her regular ass career, just run it normally, right? And yeah, her ult's not the greatest, um, but maybe you're not really you don't care so much about her ult passing down. Maybe you care more about whatever wide skills passing down because you got corner recovery, corner adept. These are good powers, right? And maybe if we had messed around with the support cards a little bit more and gave her supports that gave skills that we like more, because there's a lot of skills here that we didn't get. Like we got swinging maestro, but we didn't get home stretch haste, right? That's another one that super creep gives, so we weren't able to pull that one out. There's like a couple from there's a couple other ones I don't remember right now, but there's a couple other ones, especially pace chaser powers that we didn't get either. The list was kind of, normally we don't run out of stuff to buy usually, right? And I think that's why we got an A too, because we bought so many stuff, so many skills here. So yeah, she might be worth farming. I think Symboli Rudolph is more of a farm character than like an actual, because like she's so similar to Gold Ship. It feels like to me, because Gold Ship's also medium and long horse. She can't really run the mile, Gold Ship, so this one has a little bit more versatility, Symboli Rudolph, because she's a B in the mile, and then she has, I guess she's decent at these three kinds of races, these three styles. So she does have versatility that way, but I think she has way more skills than these other horses do. You know what I mean? So she might be a good a farming parent, like a parent horse. Basically, use her and farm her to create a parent out of, so that you can pass down skills to your Umas. All right, let's stick her on the team. See where she'll go. It looks like she filled up the medium. That makes sense because our medium team wasn't that strong. Our long is super strong now. Our mile is pretty strong with Grass Wonder there now. And then we have our sprinting team is not the greatest. Who's this? Air Groove? Oh, she's a C in sprint. Okay. So yeah, I think our sprinting team got a little bit stronger. Not really. Air Groove's not really kitted out for that. But hopefully that'll help us in our team races here, just to get more points. We're almost in the B1. So let's go ahead and take a race here. And see how they do. Or how she does, I guess. Is she on this team? Yeah. Symboli Rudolph first up. She got 4th. Our winning ticket actually won, who's a B+. That's kind of interesting. The Haru we made yesterday got 1st, so she won. She's won every race she's been in so far. We lost there. That's kind of a bummer. Our long team is super strong, so they won. And our sprinting team could use some work, yeah. We really need to rerun with Sakura Bakushino. So we didn't really get any more points. I guess we could try again. Why not? Just to kind of get a feel for how they do. Oh, our Haru lost. First time. Won everything else though. If we could get a 5-win streak, we got less points than last time. How does that work? We did better, but we got less points. Alright, one more and then I'll be done with this. Don't want to bore you too much with running these things. Just want to get a sense of how our team is doing now. We lost that one. We lost it to winning ticket. Winning ticket is really good, huh? The winning ticket on their team. Our Haru won, so she has like a 80% win rate so far. Our sprinting team is just trash. Okay. So I think it's pretty obvious we need to upgrade our sprinting team, which is perfect because now we can run Sakura Bakushino tomorrow. Is the plan now, since I don't have any more new horses here. We run all our horses again. 180 carats, nice. Well, I mean, we're still a little bit away here. We need 8,800 more to be able to pull our supports, but oh, it looks like we completed some of these also. We need to do some of these. Top 3 in NHK Mile. I don't know if I've ever seen that race. And the Asahi High. I think I've seen that somewhere. And the Mainichi Okan. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Alright. Go ahead and spin the wheel here. Just to get this done. All right. So that's all done. Yeah. So that was Symboli Rudolph. Pretty much, yeah. Not much else to say. Like I said, I don't think it was the best run that we could have done, but we still got an A. So even with the less than ideal, less than optimal run, I would say that was like a C run. As far as like if I were to grade the run, like how good it was, like how many trainings we got, and this and that, whatever. I would call it like a C. It was like okay, whatever, average. You know what I mean? Wasn't great, wasn't bad, and we still were able to get an A. So I think we would be able to create a better horse if we ran her again. I don't really see a reason to unless I were farming her. Which makes, I guess, some sense to do because of, like I said, the sparks that you get on her, since her fan count just goes like crazy. She just goes over the top on her fans. So might be worth it. I'm not really gonna farm her yet because I don't really like her ult that she passes down. So I'm still gonna stick with Mijiro McQueen until I get a 3-star something on her, and then maybe I'll switch over after that. But tomorrow we'll definitely be running Sakura Bakushino, and I just want to see how far we can raise her potential, because I'm going to be unlocking that. I think it makes sense to just unlock as far as I can, right? On Haru Urara, I raised it only one level because I didn't have enough of these sashes here, which it looks like we only need one more of in order to unlock it. I don't... February S winners. I think this is a dirt track, so I think we can only unlock this with Haru unless we buy it from the store or whatever. Because she's our only dirt horse currently. But Sakura Bakushino, we can definitely unlock to level 3 at least, and then after that we just don't have enough sashes. So I think we'll do that. I guess I can do that now. Might as well, right? So I don't think we need these sashes for anybody else. I guess these are sprinters and mile. So I think these probably overlap with somebody here. We were gonna run Daiwa Scarlet again, because Daiwa Scarlet was our second horse that we ran, right? Or no, she was the third horse. So she doesn't look like she's using any mile sashes yet. Yeah, she doesn't use any of them, so I think we're safe. And if we need them, we can just farm them. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock to level 3, potential level 3. Or maybe I should do this tomorrow on stream, because then I could say unlocking Sakura Bakushino's potential or whatever, right? If I do it now, then it's not part of, it's not on topic. So yeah, I guess I can unlock it tomorrow, but that's the plan. To unlock her to potential level 3, right? Rerun her so that she can be on the team, and really just help us out, so that our team comp is much better and that we can promote. Because right now we're right on the edge here. I think this will keep going up over time, and we might fall out of promotion range, which we're in now. And it would be nice to get the friendship points and also the carrots. This is 3,000 carrots, so that gets us 3,000 closer to doing a support card pull, which we kind of need at this point, because we're not really improving. We're not getting any better, right? What did I do? Oh, and the 4,000 friendship points will be nice because I can pick up one of the last 2 of the Haru Urara support cards, so our farming runs go better as well. We would still need a couple thousand points there to really, get, to actually be able to buy this. But after, if we'll be that much closer, and then once we get it, we'll have 1 left, right? I think level 45 though, Haru Urara is good enough, pretty much. Getting the 50 obviously is ideal, but even at level 45, I think it's pretty strong. This is probably one of the better guts cards actually out there, I would say. Because it's a 20 friendship bonus and 15% training effectiveness on it. That's really good. Let me oh, you know what? I don't think I can, because I don't own it. Yeah, I don't own it. So this training effectiveness is only 10%. This one is only, doesn't have training effectiveness on it actually. Only 5% here. None on this one. Only 5% here. See, so it's one of our stronger training effectiveness cards at least. And the 30% friendship bonus or whatever it was, 20%, whatever it was, doesn't hurt either. So yeah, that was a Symboli Rudolph pretty much. I think it was a success for the most part. I'm happy with an A rating. can't really ask for much more than that. We could get a little bit higher A rating, but I'll look at doing that once we start farming her. Before farming her, it doesn't really make sense to rerun her. For what reason? I don't know. I guess she would be a little bit stronger in PvP, but I don't really see a need to do that. I think the more pressing need is rerunning. Creating our sprint team, or making our sprint team better for the most part, and possibly beefing up our dirt team. But we don't have any other dirt horses, so finding a way to get more dirt horses, possibly by either doing scout polls, or possibly maybe grinding this out a little bit more to get. Here's a support card scout ticket, and then here's a trainee scout ticket here. So maybe grinding this to 600,000. And then if you're gonna get that far, you might as well just grind the rest of the way, right, to the very end, because it's only 100k more. That is like 10 careers though, so it's not like super easy. But I don't know. There's not a whole lot of time left, and I only run 3 careers a day. So I guess I could try to run more than 3 a day by just using our own horses. Possible. But yeah, I might just run out of time, honestly. I think if we can just get to this gold chip, that I would call that, a success, and then anything beyond that is just gravy. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the focus right now, is to try to get this last gold chip card. Because it's free. And that actually kind of reminds me, is that maybe we should look at swapping it in to our deck, instead of using, like, for example, this one. Maybe using gold chip makes more sense. Maybe. Because it has training effectiveness on it. 25% friendship bonus. This is only 26%, so it's not that different actually. This does give some initial speed here, but beyond that, not a whole lot, right? It's just the initial speed bonus of 21 points. That's not that big of a deal. So it might be smart to maybe look at mixing some of this up a little bit. Some of these cards, maybe this King Halo card could also be a candidate to be replaced. Because some of these skills are very good. Like firm conditions I like. Corner recovery is a good one. I don't think this has ever dropped. Wait and see. It would be good for a sprinter though, it looks like. Oops. So yeah, maybe I'll look at, I guess I could replace it now too. Level 45 gold chip is actually not that bad. It's probably better than some of this other stuff that we actually have. So we can figure that out tomorrow. I'll take a look at that before we run our career. Oops. Because we do have kind of a lot of things to look at here. Alcondor Pasta is also available. Is she better than Hishi Amazon? Probably not, or else she would probably be in the deck right now. We do have Twin Turbo here. I think Twin Turbo is good at maxing out speed or something. I don't know. I saw something online about that. I don't think we have anything else that's new though. I think that's the only one that's new is Gold Chip really. Some of these other ones I did get that are new, like this Major McQueen and Rice Shower, I think. And we do have this vodka card, or winning ticket, I mean, that we got from her career or her story. Um, hmm. I wonder, would this be better than Hish Amazon? Possibly. It's a 20%. Why are we using Hish Amazon again? Sorry, I'm just sort of just, looking at stuff now. Maybe just because it's near max? Is that why? Her friendship bonus is pretty high. She has initial power bonus also. Oh, yeah, I mean, Hish Amazon's decent as a card. Probably not the best one out there, but for, what we have, I would say it's decent. So yeah, looks like maybe this one might be getting replaced for Gold Chip. Because it's not that much better. The only thing this has over Gold Chip is the initial speed boost of 21 speed points, which is like one training, so it's not even that much. So I might swap this out for Gold Chip. Anyway, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me babbling on now. So yeah, Sakura Bakushino tomorrow, and after that we'll sort of play it by ear. I think maybe beefing up the sprinting team a little bit more after Bakushino, maybe going with King Halo, rerunning her, unlocking her potential, just going through one by one, and pretty much Daiwa Scarlet was the other one we need to run too, huh? So yeah, so we need to run our C horses and turn them into A. I pretty much want to run all A's, is the goal right now, until we get new support cards. And then once we are able to pull new support cards, then the goal will be to replace those A's with maybe A pluses, right? So everyone on the team is an A plus, and we replace all the A's. You know what I mean? That's kind of slowly, and then then maybe I'll start looking at, once we have our support cards, like a good amount of them, and like more useful ones than we have now, or like just leveling up some of the ones we do have, maybe. Then maybe we'll do a trainee pull. You know what I mean? And get some more horses to run, because then we'll be like set up, like we'll be in a good spot. Like, okay, if we're able to run A pluses now, right? Like, yeah, you could get better, right? But pulling more support cards at that point, once you're already running A pluses, you're getting diminishing returns, right? So is that extra 200 support cards or whatever that you pull, is that really gonna get you to the S level? Probably not, because a lot of the support pulls are probably going to be the same stuff that you already have, so you're going to be getting a lot of duplicates. And yeah, you might max out some of your regular, support cards, but that's not useful, right? So you would get more utility or more value out of pulling trainees at that point, right? Because then, you'll pull more horses that might be better for farming, that might be better, just as a racehorse, to have on your team. You would just get, since we haven't pulled trainees at all this whole run, right, this whole career playthrough, doing it at that point, once your support cards are at a decent level, right, then it makes more sense to do that, because you're going to derive more utility instead of just running the same shit over and over, like the same horses that you have. Like I said, we're missing 2 dirt horses, right? We only have 1 right now. Haru Urara is our only dirt horse. And so we can't fill out our team right now because we only have 1. So that's why it would make sense to do a trainee pull in that case, right? To fill out our dirt team. So you're kind of, our needs in the very beginning of the game was to actually create decent horses. So we did support card pulls, right? And then, we did 1 support card pull, and yeah, we were okay, but it wasn't great. So, okay, we're going to get a lot of value out of doing another support card pull, right? So that's why we're saving right now for the second support card pull. so we can get more value out of it. But beyond that, I don't know how much value we're going to get. Like we'll get some, obviously. If you do another support card pull after that, you know, your support cards will get better. But will they get better enough to like say like, oh my god, you know, like it's not going to change a whole lot, I would say. Like you might get slightly better stats. You know, are you going to be running S's at that point? I don't know, probably not, because then you start needing max limit break SSR cards, right? To start running S's. So, you know, is 2 support card pulls going to get you max limit break SSR cards? Probably not. You might get up to like a level 40 or, you know, something, but you're not going to be max limit. You know what I mean? So that's why, I mean, you do eventually need to do that still, right? But then, you know, then you weigh that versus, okay, is having more horses to play more beneficial, right? Especially if it's building out your team, you're getting more points. That means you're getting promoted, right? To get more carrots and get more friendship points. It's not about, you know, oh, I have new horses to play, yay, you know. These are horses I haven't played before. Like I said before in my previous streams, to me personally, all the horses are the same, right? They just have different like places that they run. So, you know, right now I need 2 more dirt horses. So, and the only way to get those really is to, you know, get lucky, I guess, with single tickets I get here and there, or I could just do a trainee pull instead of a support card pull. Is that necessarily smart? I don't know. I guess it's something. Maybe I won't do like the 20 pull like I do on the support cards to get the free one. I don't really care about getting a free trainee. I mean, that's nice because it's free, right? But spending 20-30,000 carrots for trainees, I don't know if that makes sense a whole lot. Maybe, because then you do get star pieces, right, for duplicates, and then you can level them up that way, unlock their stars. Then you could turn a 2-star into a 3-star, right? There might be something to that that's worth it. I mean, I guess I'll think about that once we get there. Right now, what I'm focused on is just raising this number right here up to 30,000, so we can do the support card pull and really kind of dial in, you know, our support deck, so that we're running like A's and A pluses very consistently, right? That's kind of what I'm aiming for. And then, because then you can kind of start playing with the pay to wins at that point, right? Kind of the guppies, not the whales, but you can start, you know, gobbling up the little guppies swimming around. You know what I mean? And then maybe we can enter into some of the advanced leagues instead of the open leagues. You know what I mean? And start messing around in there and seeing what kind of horses there are in there to give us a better idea of what our needs are, right? Because like, since this is PvP, it's not like golf, right? I mean, golf is PvP too, right? But golf is more of a game against yourself. You're kind of like, you know, you hit the ball, and the better you hit the ball, right, the lower your score is, and then, you know, what the hell, the more you can win, right? I mean, yeah, you are playing other people, but not really. You're mostly playing against yourself, right? But in a game like this, right, you're not really, I mean, I guess you could play by yourself, but really, you want to look at what other people are doing, because you don't have to create the best horse, right? You don't need to create a perfect 1200 across the board horse. You just need to create a horse that's better than the other guy. You know, the other guy's horse, just make your horse a little bit better than their horse. In order to do that, though, you need to see what they're making, right? So then when you go into the advanced leagues, you can start peeking at. Right now, going into advanced leagues is not going to help us, because, you know, we can't even create horses that are better than they have, because they, you know, they're using max limit break SSR cards for their supports, and, you know, this and that, whatever. They have a bunch of horses that we don't have, you know what I mean? So, you know, you'll get an idea, a sense, once you start creating A+ horses, right, that can compete with some of these pay to wins. Then you can start looking at, okay, what are they, you know, like, what are their stats, you know, like, how can I optimize with what I have as a free to play? I might not have the same cards that they do, but if what is going on? But if we have, you know, if I can get better stats than he can, or this other person can on their horse, right, then, you know, let me do that, and then, you know, start beating them, right? And then getting more carrots and more, you know what I mean? Like then you start progressing in the game. I mean, it's gonna be slow, like it's been. You're gonna have to save up carrots and go through the grind and grind these events. You know what I mean? But eventually, over time, like, because that's the whole thing with gacha games and like a lot of these games in general, right? That have money, in-game money, is that the in-game money is there for people who are impatient, that can't wait, right? They want it now. I want to win now. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to grind. I want to just buy my way to the win. You know what I mean? But since we're free to play and I'm staying that way, I'm not buying anything. Unless I guess people send me money to buy stuff with, and maybe I'll do that because the people want me to. But right now, it's against my my morals really to pay for stuff that's free. Why would you pay? Like, I don't want to rush. Like I don't want to force my way to the front when all I need to do is just wait in line. And if I wait long enough, then I'll get to the front of the line, right? And it's the same with this game. They might release new content, yeah, sure. And when they release the new content, the people with money are going to pay to buy that content right away. So they don't have to wait for it. Like, they don't have to grind to get it. That's fine with me. You know what I mean? Go ahead and do that. My $100 is worth more than throwing away on some game when I could get the same thing for free if I just spend, a little bit more time playing it, which I would have spent playing anyway. It's not like these people spend the money and then they stop playing the game. No, they're playing just even more than I do, probably. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, they're way ahead of me, but that doesn't, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So eventually they'll lose interest or whatever. Eventually I'll catch up to them, or maybe they won't release new content quick enough, and then I'll have time to catch up, right? It's a game of just plotting through, grinding. That's why I said in the beginning I kind of like these grindy games, because I can grind through it, right, instead of paying money, and then I can get similar results, if not better sometimes, because my knowledge of the game a lot of the times, not just this game but in other games too, my knowledge makes up for that gap of the money that I didn't spend. Because the people who spend money, they don't spend the time to learn the game, right? They just paid money to win, so they don't really understand the game on a level like I do, where I had to sit there, right, and grind through hours and hours like thinking about it, and like, how can I be better at this game? What can I do to make my thing, to play this game better than I do now? And I'm constantly improving and optimizing and rethinking my strategies, and oh, is this better than this? Like, if I get a new support card, I'm like reading them. Do you think the people who pay money like do all that legwork? No, they're not doing that. They just buy okay, people say it, Kira-san Black's great, so I'm just gonna buy it and then just put it in my deck, and I'm never gonna even consider using something else. Do you know what I mean? It's a shortcut. They're taking shortcuts. So if you don't take shortcuts and you play the game from the ground up, right, that player is organically gonna be better than someone who basically cheats his way to the top, right, by spending money. We're not cheating here. We're grinding it from the very bottom, and we're not taking the elevator. We're going up the stairs one by one. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, the next step is going to be Sakura Bakushino tomorrow. So I guess I'll see you guys then. All right. Well, thanks for watching.